is the 15th day of November 2012. I am Alex Jones, your host, and I can undoubtedly, with butterflies in my stomach, which I never have, even when I'm speaking to thousands of people in a hall, I can unequivocally tell you that this is going to be the most important radio broadcast, hands down, that I have ever done. Now, we have not been blindsided by the secession movement, but it's almost like a bus that ran me over 10 years ago. It's old news to us, but the new news is that it is now breaking nationwide and worldwide and is a symbol and an indicator of the sleeping giant that is America awakening. And the entire globalist program has been built and designed to block what you are about to see unfold. I am going to make some announcements here today, and I'm going to lay out plans for my deep study of the Constitution that can save this republic if you execute them. Victory is in our grasp. People don't know that they're in tyranny until it really starts to get bad. Ladies and gentlemen, petitions to the White House under federal law have to be responded to when they reach a certain number. It's now more than 15 states. It was just 7 last night that went past that threshold. But secession itself is a red herring. I hope you're listening to me. What we really want is a new issuance of the Declaration of Independence signed July 4th, 1776. The purest American values, the purest essence of the United States was secession from a corrupt, distant corporate empire, backed up by military force. We are recaptured by the progeny, by the literal and figurative offspring of those robber barons 235 years ago. We are at the crossroads, and the entire enemy battle plan that we've reverse engineered is designed to suppress states' rights movements, because the states created the federal government, and it is not their right, it is not their duty, we the people that make the states. It is an absolute imperative beyond duty. It is survival. That we secede from the New World Order that has conquered us through fraud, that we declare the fraud and declare the fraud null and void, and then reconstitute the republic with a new Congress of the several states, a new Declaration of Independence. We can't wait till July 4th. And everything we've moved forward with the nullification movement, the states' rights movement, the system has prepared for this and sold Obama as the next Lincoln and said any states' rights movement is civil war. Glenn Beck is saying it's illegal in civil war. It is the essence of America. And there's a new Ron Paul video he put out this morning at Infowars.com that we just posted, so hit refresh, where he says secession is the ultimate American value. America is already gone. We must recognize that, pull out of the New World Order, prosecute the criminals that have hijacked the republic who don't flee, and then reconstitute the republic. But we must first separate or die to then rejoin. We'll be back. Stay with us. This day is a day that will be remembered forever in the hearts and minds of future generations, not just of Americans, but people worldwide who have rediscovered liberty and freedom. We are living on the edge, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the most important broadcast in my 17 years on air. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. We have warned of this. We have exposed it. We have seen the globalist preparations. And now things are unfolding exactly as we knew they would. But last night, at about midnight, after rewatching Ron Paul's most powerful and thought-provoking speech, his farewell speech, watching it for the second time last night, we're going to play some excerpts coming up today, everything crystallized. I already knew it intellectually. I'd already said it on air 100 times in different ways, but it hit me with that electricity I've only felt a few other times in my life, the knowing. The knowing, the absolute destiny of this republic. The conviction that if I prosecute the war against the New World Order, if you take up the info war and discredit and expose the enemy and take up states' rights and take up a new Declaration of Independence, the plans were laid by our forebears. The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the 10th Amendment, the Ninth Amendment, all chief, all key, all armaments for our protection, foreseeing the crisis we've now entered. The enemy's tools is a dumbed-down population, a drugged population, a selfish, evil, greedy, weak population. And they don't even outnumber us. It's a fraudulent election system, we know that. If the parasites didn't have the producers, they would fall. And we are now here at the crossroads. And we have Edwin Vieira joining us, constitutional lawyer, at the start of the next hour. We have Lou Rockwell joining us as well. And I'm going to make some huge announcements here and then try to be calm and walk through this. I've written like 7 pages of notes here I want to go over with you here today. Now, this is not complex, but this is not dumbed-down radio. This is a blueprint. And if constitutional lawyers pick this up, if Ron Paul can be drafted, if you put the energy in today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, this is the beginning. Everything else has just been a build-up, with the orchestra tuning up before the orchestra begins their true presentation. We are at the threshold of absolute history. We are plunging into bona fide, certified, razor-sharp, total evil. Obama did something off the charts today. He signed a secret executive order handing over the internet to the NSA and foreign banks. Unprecedented. We are now going under emergency rule right now. This has all been planned out, all war-gamed. But we, through historical research and thousands of whistleblowers from inside the system, many of which were killed or imprisoned. Remember, many people died to bring you this information. The only reason I'm alive right now is because people were willing in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s to be imprisoned and killed. They killed thousands of people. They arrested congressmen and tortured them. They hijacked aircraft and handed over congressmen to the North Koreans. To try to keep this down, those of us that came before the current awakening, we stand on their shoulders. So this isn't a game. I want to telegraph that to you right now. And what I'm going to say today, and what I'm taking up now, is the most dangerous thing I've ever done, and I feel no fear. I only feel fear that I will not execute this properly, and it's not fear. It is more of a gripping, bracing realization, as if the hand of God is wrapped around my heart saying, don't screw this up. You may be killed doing this, so in your greatest moment of resistance, ringing the bell, signaling the beginning of the Second American Revolution, the Restoration, and the spirit of 1776. Don't screw this up, Jones. And I'll tell all of you this as well. You don't screw it up either. This is time for dedication. This is time for commitment and the spiritual decision to sign your John Hancock in your words and your deeds towards the restoration of our republic and putting us back on the course of liberty and justice for all. And what am I going to call for here? I'm going to call for what is in the Declaration of Independence, the founding document of July 4th, 1776. That is what I'm calling for. It is America. It is the birth of America. It is when it all started, and we have the tools. We have the information. We have all of it before us in our hands if we will only take it up from this inspired document, the example of freedom worldwide, and breathe life back into it and set those brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. Let me lay out some basic facts here before I get into the battle plan. In the info war, and the enemy will undoubtedly try to physically come down upon us, but that is part of the historical tide, and that is another sign of our victory. The 1.6 billion bullets, the checkpoints, the foreign troops, the Army admitting re-education camps, that's a sign of failure and weakness of the collectivist Borg corporate bankster state. The poison they poured out upon us, their venom that was meant to paralyze those of us that love liberty, has only energized us while paralyzing and fogging their vision. They are confounded. They are confused. They are believing their own propaganda and lies. But I see in their eyes the seeds of their destruction and their failure. If only you will take up the gifts God has given us, the weapons that God gave our forebears, so long lying in their armories collecting dust, we will resurrect these mighty weapons and we will use them tirelessly against the enemy. We will prosecute a war to restore the republic and run the money changers from the temple. Now, here are some of the points I'm going to break down, and I know Paul Watson and others are going to be codifying this into action plans and articles. Number one, Ron Paul, in the videos up at Infowars.com, has said secession is the essence of America and the birth of our republic. It is more American than even George Washington because he flowed forth from that. It is the fount, the center, the core, the very blood of the republic. It is July 4th. It is the freedom. It is the dignity. It is the absolute center of the universe on this planet for liberty and resistance to tyranny. It is our armor. It is our mind. It is our sword. It is our shield. It is our will. Now, I will expose the trap. The globalists are counterfeiters. They will take secession and they will repackage it as civil war and as racism, and you're already seeing that. You already see them jumping on it. They were ready. It was secession from the British Empire by British citizens who were having their rights violated exactly as we are today after a long train of abuses that led to them pulling out of that corrupt system to form a new union, to form a new system. Read the Declaration of Independence. And then it was not just their right, it was their duty to do so. And so we're saying rediscover that, reissue a new Declaration of Independence. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, but accelerate the program, the idea, literally storm your state houses, not demanding more government handouts, but as we stormed them over the TSA last year, and that's what the media called it, marching in, not asking, demanding that they throw the TSA out of our state. Unanimously voted in the House, killed by Dewhurst in the Senate. Now we have removed him, and he lost his Senate race. Now they're back with even more votes in the Senate. We are going to force the issue with the globalists, because here's the key. We're not seceding from the federal government. We are recognizing and declaring what is self-evident, that the federal government has been hijacked by foreign banking cartels. You can go into the legislatures with the Times of London, CNBC, Time Magazine, hundreds of publications bragging we've been conquered. So we are pulling out of the occupied false federal New World Order system. We are seceding from the New World Order hijackers to reconstitute the Republic. I have the battle plan. We're going to draft Ron Paul. Stay with me. Call everyone you know.